Hi there, I'm Dr. Jasmine B. MacDonald. I'm a full-time researcher based in Melbourne, Australia. My work focuses on mental health and trauma. I create content mostly about research and psychology, and I'm also the creator and host of Psych Attack podcast. In this video, I want to give you a book recommendation. I highly recommend this one for people who want to become better project managers. This book is called The Checklist Manifesto, and it was written by surgeon Atul Gawande. Gawande tells the story of working with the World Health Organization to establish a surgery checklist to improve patient outcomes. The aim is to develop a checklist that could be used in any surgery, anywhere in the world, to reduce the likelihood of infection and other common negative outcomes for patients. The book focuses on the idea that we live in a time of incredible specialization in fields such as medicine, with an abundance of technology and information to back up the work being done. Despite this, negative outcomes in surgery are frequently caused by human error. Gawande notes that the problem for professionals at this time in history is not a lack of knowledge or expertise. The problem is knowing what knowledge to use and when, hence the value of having a checklist. Gawande draws on examples from medicine, aviation, and construction to highlight the importance of teamwork and decentralizing power in projects. A single master builder can't have all the relevant knowledge or complete all the parts of a project. Instead, it's important that skilled people with various areas of expertise come together and communicate well to achieve success. A publisher page for this book provides the following teaser. One of the top 10 greatest doctors in the world looks at the lowly checklist and how the simple idea, which is free to reproduce, will revolutionize the way we approach problems and help save lives. Before going ahead, I do have a sensitive content warning for this book. It's awesome, but it contains case studies of medical procedures, death, and risks associated with surgery. It also talks about risks associated with aviation and provides case studies of crashes and near-miss scenarios. So keep these things in mind before having a read, especially if you have any travel plans in the near future. Okay, what I liked about this book. I was surprised and at times a bit frustrated that so much human error occurs in surgery. The book highlights some areas of work where we expect practitioners to be skilled and know the correct steps and not overlook anything, surgery and aviation in particular. The book provides many examples of how people who have performed the same highly complex and technical aspects of a job many times can overlook very minor steps in a process. Gawande promotes the value of checklists to ensure that these fundamentals aren't missed, especially in situations where there could be diffused responsibility because there are many professionals working together simultaneously, like in surgery. So when I say diffusion of responsibility, I mean situations where individual people are less likely to take responsibility for a given action or inaction because there are other bystanders or witnesses present. Sometimes people can assume that someone else is responsible for an action going forward, or that they've already completed the action. I also felt a little annoyed reading Gawande's descriptions of some surgeons who think that they're above being part of a team, using a checklist, or even being challenged by others in the operating room if things aren't being done the way that they should be done. A key point made through this book is that using a checklist does not reduce the autonomy or professional judgment of members in a team. Instead, checklists can serve as a safety net to make sure the fundamentals are covered so that the experts on the project can put their energy into communicating better, problem solving, and dealing with the more complex aspects of a project. I want to talk a little bit about the writing style of the book. While reading the book, I was excited about the different places from which Gawande drew inspiration and knowledge to help develop the surgery checklist. Gawande describes conversations he's had with people and where they were at the time. I felt like I was going on the journey of discovery with him. These discussions and cross-field comparisons led to some fascinating and practical project management insights as well. I was compelled by Gawande going to people who were doing things well and trying to understand why they were successful. I liked the stories of the people involved as well, and the ideas of decentralizing power in project management. I thought it was cool the way the author drew parallels across seemingly different fields of practice that I personally hadn't thought of as sharing transferable skills. Some of the examples resonated with my professional experiences and opinions I already have. I also learned some new ways of thinking, and some of the examples caused me to reflect on some of the errors that I've personally made in leading projects and managing team members. Big problems were not overly simplified in this book. They were made accessible. The risks of surgery and other areas were made clear through examples, and I liked that the people behind the stories were visible in this book. Gawande made the so what of the problem he was trying to solve very clear. Despite the book highlighting commonly made professional mistakes, the tone was never judgmental. There was always a sense of empathy for how complex real-world problems are, why things can go wrong, and even empathy for why some professionals might not take up new knowledge and resources that could improve their practice. I think I liked the construction section and the construction expert in this book the most overall. He was straightforward, clearly skilled, but without arrogance. He reflected on early learnings in his career to explain decisions he's making now. He advocated for standardization in processes, but gave the people on the ground the capacity to talk and guide decisions when the unexpected occurred. Okay, that's it for me. If you end up checking this book out, I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I'd like to mention that this book was recommended to me by a collaborator and friend of mine, Dr. Will DeBud. Cheers, Will. I appreciate like-minded folks recommending me books, so reach out if you have a tip for some good nonfiction reading. Alrighty, I've popped some links to other stuff I've created in this description for this video. Take care, and I will catch you next time.